Can I just say, what an absolutely incredible day to be out on a motorcycle. Have a look at that, honestly. Have a look at that view. It is green. I'll try not to interrupt. Someone's probably having a funeral here, or a wedding or something. Well, they're all looking happy. Hello. Look at that scenery, honestly. You know, is there anywhere else you'd like to be? It's about 20 degrees Celsius. Beautiful warm day. I just got a t-shirt and my jacket on. Rolling green hills. Yeah, so we're just coming out of winter, and I have been keen as a bean covered in margarine to try and get a nice warm day to go for a ride. I mean, I am basically a daily rider. I mean, I say that I do have an extra car that I can take to work on particularly wet days. So that bike cackle and carry on. We'll round up this tractor in a second. He's just plodding along. The Amazon. Oh, it stinks. Holy shit. I think that is actually shit, that one. Cheers, buddy. Hello and welcome to Trackdown Moto. Welcome to my channel's very first video. If you've clicked on this or stumbled across it, thank you very much for doing so. Hopefully you decide to stick around. Yeah, but I'm basically a daily driver, and we've had a lot of wet days this winter, a couple of cold days, and look, I know temperature is subjective, depends where you are in the world, but I think the coldest temperature. Oh. Okay, I'll go. Thank you. I think one of the days I went to work, it was negative 3.7 Celsius, and it had a feels like a negative 4.9, and I would otherwise normally say I have all the correct gear to that's a beautiful mine. That's probably less nice scenery, but you know, business has got to happen too, doesn't it? Anyway, where was I? Yes, I think I would normally say that I've got the right sort of gear for winter, but I can tell you that day, and there were some others that were kind of close to it as well, that weren't so nice to ride in. So it's just really, I've got a brand new front tyre on this. Actually, that's a really good point. Since I've got you here, why don't I show you this bike? It actually comes with a really incredible story, which I'll save for another video, but I do want to pull off somewhere. If I can find it somewhere, I will stop and show you around this amazing motorcycle, which sounds so good against this backdrop. Now I better do the cool YouTube transition thing, hey, and we'll cut to it. Well, this is a pretty nice place to stop. There's a turbo chook up there, a native hen that run really fast. They're not actually a chook. We call chickens chooks in Australia, if you weren't aware. But this is a pretty nice picturesque sort of spot to stop, isn't it? I mean, look at those, look at the scenery. I've got to stop talking about the scenery. We're here to have a look at this thing. This is my Triumph Speed Triple. You can see that already. It's got the sticker there on the side. This is actually quite an interesting bike. I didn't actually set out to buy a Triumph. I've owned a Street Triple before, the Gen 1, and I absolutely loved it. I wasn't sure. I thought I might go for something like a KTM or maybe the Aprilia. But this bike is, you know, I'm not going to go through the story. I'll go through that in the next video. But let's just say that it looks brand new, and it basically is. The odd thing about that is it's actually a 10-year-old motorcycle. It had 1,600 kilometers on it, 1,600 kilometers. Now the conversion rate, I think, is 1.6, which makes it a nice even 1,000 miles on it. A 10-year-old bike with it had barely been run in. It comes with the Remus pipes. Now they sound really cool. They're a good sounding pipe. They cackle and pop and carry on. I mean, they're quite loud. It's got the full system, I believe. It's not just that. I don't know if they're factory headers or not. I was told they weren't, that the whole system, it's not just a slip-on can, but it does still seem to have the catalytic converter in there. They may be stock headers. Either way, I think this section of pipe is all replaced. They sound cool. I'm not super fussed on the look of them, but they do sound nice. Let me just start it up and give it a bit of a a rev while I'm off them, just making sure that side stand doesn't sink. But let me start it up. Of course, you need the clutch in on this one. There you go. What do you reckon? I reckon they sound pretty nice. Our friend in the tractor is actually coming along, dodging along now. It's one of my bikes. So yeah, let's get cracking again. Super cool transition, and off we go. I actually forget my super cool transition because I'm still here in the same spot. I thought it might be nice to listen to it start and take off. Let's go, try not to fall off on the soft ground. There you go. I don't know how well the sound, there's the crackles. I don't know how well the sound carries through the microphone that I'm talking to you in, but anyway, that is my bike. I will go through it. It does have a very interesting sort of story to it, but I really like it. It's a cool bike, and really any excuse to get out here amongst this. I actually was without a road bike for a little while, but I will get into that again a little bit later. Look at all these cows. Absolute paddock full of cows, that is. Twists and turns on this road. The road surface looks very white, and that's because there's another gravel pit down the end of this. But I am just trying to be a little bit careful because that front tyre down there is I don't know if you can see that. It's basically brand new. It's still got the nipples. Well, it's not basically, it is brand new. It's still got the nipples hanging off it, so I don't want to come out here and go too silly straight away on a fresh tyre that needs to be run in. When the surface, there's that gravel pit, so that's why the road's all white out here. Otherwise it's quite a nice twisty little area to go riding. I can smell bushfire. I don't know if you can see the smoke out there in the trees, but might be a controlled burn off. And back to the boring old highway. Ah, bugger this, I'm actually going to do a U-turn. That was a bit dodgy, wasn't it? I'd actually rather go back the way I came. So anyway, to go back to the point of this video, other than saying hello for the first time and showing you my awesome motorcycle, is to discuss all year riders. Is there anyone out there, if you're watching this, do you ride all year, or do you put your bikes away for hibernation through the winter? I understand there are going to be certain parts of the world where you don't really have a choice in that matter. If it's snowing, for example, where you live, I'm guessing most people aren't going to take the motorbike out in the snow. But yeah, if there's anyone else that does it, let me know in the comments. Let me know your story. Is it good to go, oh shit, what's this bloke doing? Blocking the road off. Go around the outside of him. Good on you, buddies. But yeah, this is why, you know, this is what I look forward to. This is when you're sitting around in the house, it's a rainy day. This is the exact day that I dream of. I get that other parts of the world are probably in a different spot right now, and you're just coming into winter, so you're starting to miss these days. You'll be getting worried about not having this kind of, can you hear that back? Can you hear my exhaust pipe popping on upshifts? It is quite a poppy kind of motorcycle. I don't think it's just those Remus pipes. I actually think it's the bike itself. I've heard others cackling and carrying on. Would I replace the Remuses? I don't know. I haven't really had it long enough, and I've mainly ridden it to work and back. So anyway, it's good to get out here in the wilderness. This is why we push through winter. This is why we are motorcyclists for days like this. Anyway, I'm going to wrap the video up there. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. I feel like I'm carrying on a little bit. I don't know what to say. Again, it's my first video. I'm just out cruising around, having a nice time. If you've got any questions for me, please by all means pop them down in the comments and I will answer all of them. Because I don't see any reason why I couldn't answer all. So I will do that. I've got some video ideas coming up soon. I'll go through the interesting tale of this and also some of the problems with purchasing a 10-year-old bike that basically hasn't been used and wasn't stored correctly is all I'll say on that front. Yeah, I've got some hints and tips and things like that. I've been riding motorcycles for about 20 odd years myself, on the road that is. So I've picked up a few hints and tips along the way. I figure I might be able to share some of my experience with you guys. Go for some adventures, go and look for interesting things. I like interesting things. Anyway, I'm going to end the video there. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit subscribe. I am brand new. I would love you to come back with your eyeballs and check out another one of my videos. But until such time, oh, and leave a like as well. I've got to remember to do the YouTube things. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. But goodbye.